whatever career you want to enter, just
Mm.
make sure that when you enter is something that you really love. And even if you don't love the exact uh, uh, course that you want, and let's say you end up like me, I took marketing and then I'm in real estate.
Mm.
I learned to accept the fact to love what I'm doing right now, to love my job. That's the key.
Mm.
So not everybody gets a chance to do what they're to follow their passion, right? For example,
Mm.
The late Steve Jobs, he loved Apple. He loved technology. His vision was aligned to that since college pa niya, if you know his
Mm.
story. But not all people are in that situation. Some of you may be working in a job right now that you don't want. Okay.
Mm.
Because you need the job to pay the bills, right? I know,
Mm.
I've been there for more than 15 years. I know.
Mm.
I know how you feel. But there's a saying that don't I remember Steve Jobs said this. What is important is you love what you do. So I
Mm.
took it to heart. I took to
Mm.
heart what Steve Jobs said. Love what you do. Okay, so I'm in real estate. I'm in selling right now. This may not be
Mm.
the original plan I had, but okay, I love it. So I embraced it and I
Mm.
did it. So the key factor is whatever path that you choose, do it very well so that you have no regrets. As long
Mm.
as you're happy, you're not mentally affected by I'm not saying you stay if you make certain preparation, you follow you don't have to follow or what you want, you can follow
Mm.
or not what I'm doing. But for me, the most important, Dino, is the mental happiness that you should be in your job. If you're not happy with your job, then do something about it. Be prepared. I always tell them, always be prepared.
Good day. Welcome to the Leader's Edge. I am your host, Dino Santos, and today it's season 13, episode 9, with second time guest Eric Manalo, who's going to talk to us about the power of success attitudes. So, before that, though, I'd love for Eric to introduce himself to our new viewers and to previous viewers. I'm sure you'll be excited to hear more about who Eric is. Eric?
Yes, thank you, Dino. It's such a great honor to be here. And to all our audience, welcome. Thank you for taking time to attend and listen to our session. And basically, I'm a coach and consultant for various companies, particularly in the field of real estate. For the
Mm.
past 18 years of practice, been conducting training sessions, meeting investors, closing deals, and managing also sales force, both local and international. So after my retirement in 2018, I decided to venture into my own real estate sales training programs, which was well received by my audience. And now I'm conducting training sessions and executive coaching sessions for top developers, so to guide them on how to move forward, how to develop the market, and also down to the training and coaching of their sales team to achieve high performance. And one of them is having a great mindset. That's why I call this the power of success attitude. So that's my background, what I do. But I had my humble beginnings way back in the 90s, where I started my career as a hotel waiter. That's my story. And from there, how do I move from being hotel waiter to the next level until where I am now? So yeah, so I decided to share my story, and I hope this will inspire everyone and to be the best that you can be. Yeah.
I'm sure it will, Eric. Of all the people I've ever met or hosted as a guest in this show or in real life, let me just say, without sounding like I am thumping my chest for Eric, that Eric is by far the most positive person I've ever met. So, guys, don't be surprised that Eric is as successful as he is. Now, I'd like to start off our discussion by saying that when I read your book, two quotations really jumped out at me, and maybe you can share a little bit about where these words came from because they're really powerful. Like the first one, it says, uh, take courage and have faith in your potentials. Never worry about the future if you believe you have the power to create it. Where did this come from, Eric? I mean, what made you say it?
You know, to be honest, Dino, no, this is the first time I'm going to share this. No, during the pandemic, no, when everybody was feeling down for almost 2 years, I was in my house, confined in my house for more than I think 6 months. Okay,
Wow.
um, and I decided to write every morning, early morning. I think around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I believe. No, I wake up with these words that are coming in my mind, subliminal, right? It's like whispering to me these quotes that I'm trying. I wrote down in that book. It
Mm,
didn't came from me. I think it's based from spiritual guidance.
mm,
So um, it's like it started way back in 2018 when I was in LA. I shared this in my book, and I was in my hotel. I was enjoying my life, traveling the world, after my retirement. And then this word, there's something whispering to me when I wake up in the morning. When are you going to teach all that knowledge I have given you all these years? Okay, just like those. Okay, maybe I was just dreaming, and then the following night, those same words again. There's this words that trying to tell me that come on, get out there and share your story. I didn't
mm,
want to share my story because I'm a shy person. I'm not. I'm not a speaker by profession. But that when the pandemic happened, no, so many people were feeling down.
mm,
I felt this moral obligation to really go out, share my story, and hopefully it would inspire. And I was lucky. I was able to have the opportunity through you and Miss Dina to start my message, sharing this through the videos and um, uh, social media posts I've been doing, and it worked. And I was able to inspire for the past almost 3 years now.
mm,
I think I was able to inspire thousands already with this message. No, that what's ever happening right now is just temporary.
mm,
That you will survive. That you just
mm,
have to believe in the future. That you have to believe in yourself, believe in Him, and believe in the future. That things will be okay. And we're okay. We're okay. We managed to survive. And to do that, it's not your skills. It's not money.
mm.
It's your mindset. It's your
Yes.
heart that will
Mm,
really determine your success. So I wrote that book, The Power of Success Attitude. It's not about having so many assets or no, it's not about that. It's not the financial worth. It's all about having the right attitude, the mindset, the attitude, so that you can move
mm,
forward in whatever situation you are right now.
mm.
Yeah.
Eric, it's amazing that you took that mindset because, as you said, so many people became depressed, became inwards, and yet there you were stuck, as you said, in your condo for 6 months. And the last thought in your mind was for yourself, but rather you thought outwards, to help as many people as you could. So in other words, you thought beyond your needs, beyond yourself, and that is certainly what we call the success attitude. As Dr. Dennis Waitley once said, the mind can should only focus on the positive of an idea in order for it to succeed, for it to propagate. Another quotation that I also love from that book is one that says, your purpose in life is to be the best you can be. The crisis can never control your powerful attitude. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I was really inspired by some of my mentors. Not my early mentors were my parents. Even before the pandemic, we had challenges when I was a teenager.
Mm,
I grew up as a middle class kid. We live in a nice subdivision in Parañaque. in Merville, I believe. Yeah, and we had all the luxuries we had when we were in college, and then all of a sudden, boom! My father lost his job. Then the financial
Mm-mm.
crisis happened in 1990s. If you remember that, those days, importers were down. My father's business was forced to close down. So in short,
Mm.
we had financial challenges even before the pandemic. No, we really had those financial challenges. We lost everything: the house, the cars. Even myself, no, I was forced to stop for a while in my studies to be a working student. So imagine the challenges an 18-year-old middle class kid, at that time would undergo that situation. That
Mm.
it's like one day you have a driver in a car going to school, okay, and then after 2 years you're now washing dishes in a hotel. You
Mm.
just imagine the transition that happened with that. But I don't. I know most of them would have that hard situation. So that experience gave me an opportunity to prove and to really get the best performance I had. No, instead of focusing on quitting, on
Mm.
just locking in my room and feeling sad all day,
Mm.
I had no choice. Sometimes life will force you to change. It's
Yes,
not gonna be
indeed.
like that.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
so it's not. Yes, and I saw my parents. My mom was very. She had very strong faith. Even though we have little food at the table,
Mm.
she was praying. From imagine from that lifestyle. No, and my father was very determined. He never gave up. He never
Mm.
gave up. He finds a way to make a discarte, and then he comes home with some money, and
Mm.
we'll be okay. No, so
Mm.
those little things that trained me early in life that
Mm.
life's not all bed and roses. There will be
Mm.
stages of life that you will undergo challenges. You cannot
Mm.
avoid it. But the thing is, what are you going to do? Are you just going
Mm.
to stay in your room, lock yourself all day, and
Mm.
ponder about it? No. I made a decision to do something about it. And
Mm.
even though my limited situation and resources I had, I
Mm.
worked my way up slowly
Mm.
but surely until where I am now. So it's a basic combination of having model parents.
Mm.
So despite whatever environment you are, you never
Mm.
lose that confidence inside you. You see,
Mm.
attitude is about the Power Success Attitude book is about building your self confidence first, yourself first, before you
Mm.
become successful. The success will follow. Everything will
Mm.
follow the position, the job that you want, or all the success will follow if
Mm.
you have the right mindset at the beginning.
Mm.
Without that, it will be virtually impossible to achieve the level of success that you really want. Yeah.
That's right. And to our viewers, I'd like to remind everybody that Eric's story mirrors so many of those who are successful as well. Like, for example, David Almirol, who was interviewed on the show, whose business flopped three times, and it was on the third try. The third try was the charm when he finally put up multisys and made it into the multi-million business that it is. And we look at another guest as well, Joe Magsaysay, who for a time was cleaning toilets in a burger place and had to hitch a ride on buses because he didn't have enough money to pay for the fare, and his only breakfast was 5 pesos egg that he broke the top of and asked for some salt, and that was breakfast for him when he went to work. But look at where he is now. So Eric's story is just like many of those who became successful because he never let adversity keep him down. Instead, he saw it as an opportunity to look upwards and to look outwards. Eric, let me ask you, as an 18-year-old, no, seeing all of the adversity going on around you, but thankfully you had very positive parents as well. Um, was there ever a time that people thought you were kind of strange because you refused to be kept down? you know how it is. Some people, miserable people love miserable company, you know, that sort of thing. How did you cope with, say, the put downs, the letdowns? Did you keep the company of positive people as well, so that you could reinforce your positivity? What were the things you did to stay buoyant?
Well, I have a three-step formula for that. No?
Mm,
Number one is called vision. In order
mm,
to move forward, you got to have a vision first, a personal
mm,
vision. Where do you see yourself 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now? So I was working in a hotel, in a five-star hotel in Manila. At the time, it was called Westin Philippine Plaza. Today it's called Sofitel. So that's the hotel
oh.
working, yeah, while working student, working from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., then
Mm.
studying at Letran from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So,
Oh.
okay, so it's just a jeepney ride. Sometimes I make sabit sabit. Okay. Now, um, I was having coffee with my co-waiters. I love my team, but they were asking me, Eric, how long you been working here? I've been working for a casual waiter for 2 years because at that time it was casual. You just get renewed, so there's no stable job at all. So, okay, I'm fine because we have free meals and I was happy with the free coffee we had. So I was in that comfort zone already. So
Mm,
in fact, I'm
mm,
thinking of retiring from that hotel, when that's my vision. And then when I asked my co-waiters, oh, how long are you here? Ako, 10 years na.
oh,
15 years.
wow.
Casual pa rin. Yes, I'm happy to be casual. And then I have an OMG moment. That's the time I really had oh my gosh, this how I see suddenly I had that awakening moment. Is this how I'm going to see my future self? I mean, no
Mm,
offense with the job. I
mm,
love the job, but the income is not aligned with my vision. You see, that's the
mm,
key. You have to align what you're doing with your vision.
mm,
So when I realized that vision, no, this is not I want to be. I want to be something. There's something in me that's saying there's something more inside
mm,
me that has to go out there. So, and the only way to do is to find out. So I
mm,
made a decision. That's the second step. I made a decision. The
mm.
following week, I boldly, fearlessly resigned from my
Wow.
comfort job, free meals, free coffee, to
Mm,
explore and find myself. What's my next career? But of course,
yeah.
my friends were telling me, "Are you crazy?" They all said the same thing. Are you crazy? What are you doing? You already have a stable, income. All that. No, 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 no. I think there's a calling. I don't know what it is, but I have to
Mm,
go out there. But I love the job, but it's not aligned with my vision, so I have to do something. So my friends couldn't
mm,
relate to what and that's a time where you have to realize that not everyone will understand your vision. Not
mm, mm,
everybody, Um, and I respect that. No, if they're happy with that, that's fine. But for me, I had to do something. So I have to make a decision. Now, making a decision is not easy. It's most of the time painful. It's
yes.
painful to change. It's painful to learn. It's painful to move forward. Right? To move
Mm,
forward na lang from that job to the next. And
mm,
I had to learn selling skills. No,
mm,
what inspired me to move out from that situation is that because every night when I was a hotel waiter, I saw I was in a ballroom during events, and I was attending we were serving companies like real estate developers who are having given awards every night, different developers every
mm.
night. So they give awards to their sales team. Okay,
Mm.
winning a brand new car. Okay,
Wow.
okay. Top sales performer with an incentive of 1
Mm,
million cash. Oh my
mm,
God. I was stunned with this every night. This was my experience. And then one day I said to myself, one day I'll be there. Okay. I'll be on that
mm.
stage. Okay. So that started my vision to change from now. And then I had to move and make a decision to learn new skills so that I can reach that goal because my skills as a hotel waiter couldn't
Mm,
I could not do that if that is my current skills.
mm,
So I have to
mm,
learn new skills, and that is the what at the time was selling.
mm.
So and then I tried to apply to with these real estate developers, submitted my resume, buy
Oh.
data. Unfortunately, I wasn't accepted. No?
Mm, mm,
So I never gave up. I decided to learn how to sell muna, to basic selling. And one of the the experience I had was attending a and selling encyclopedia. Yeah,
Mhm.
encyclopedia.
Okay.
Book selling. I don't know if you can relate to this and our audience, but that was the those 18 or 20 volume book that you're doing house to house at the time.
Oh, you mean like the Britannica or something
Yeah, the
like that?
botanical. Yes, that's what we were doing house to house. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
but I did some strategies and I was able to close sales through school
Mm-mm.
exhibits, and
Mm-mm.
became one of the top sellers in that field. Yeah, and then after that, okay, what's next? What's next? If I can sell
Wow.
encyclopedia, what's next? So my mind was really pumping up. I tried another field, the direct selling.
Mm-mm.
So direct selling was like a new whole new experience. We were selling direct selling cookware from
Mm.
Germany. Okay, it's like
Okay.
50,000 pesos per cookware
Wow.
from Germany. Okay, so okay, then I learned that how to do that. Doing that, those were my early sales training days. Um,
Mm-mm.
and then one day I was doing a talk, and I was invited by one of the audience to do a speech and training a session for a real estate company.
Mm.
This was in 2003, real estate. It was Century Properties, and finally I had my big break. I was
Mm.
finally in real estate. I was,
Mm-mm.
and then that's where I learned training skills. I also learned my improve my selling skills in the form field of real estate, and the rest was
Mm.
history. So
It,
I had vision, decision, and the third one is taking action. You never
wow.
give up
Okay.
until you hit that goal. It might take 5 or 10 years. This process from being hotel waiter to becoming a real estate was like 11 years in the making. 11 years.
So,
Because I
in
was
other
ready.
words, you had dogged determination. You didn't let discouragement or setbacks hold you back, but you used it as fertilizer to teach you new things.
That's correct. That's correct.
Mm. Yeah.
Because that's the key of taking action. You take action. You never give up until you achieve that goal.
Mm.
Most people konting pagsubok lang, no? So they try to unlike so what I do is I never give up because I had that training. I've been
Mm.
through challenging situations, and that gave me the confidence that if I have undergone this experience, I survived these experiences, I can do anything. That's what happened to
Mm.
me. Yeah. Making sabit sa jeep, uh, the egg, the story, the egg that
Yeah.
you scrambled egg, and then you divide it
Mm.
to six. So that's the meal for the night. You've been through that experience. Oh my gosh. No crisis can stop me after
Eric,
being undergoing
throughout
through experience.
throughout all this time, you were still single, I guess, at the time, no?
Yes, I was
So,
single, yeah.
mm, so there was you were unfettered. Your parents were essentially okay naman. So you pursued your dream and did so relentlessly.
Yes, yes.
Mm-mm.
Because I don't want to be a liability to my future partner. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I have to settle first my personal family. So I was able to buy a house for my mom.
Mm.
So all those things, I was able to do it. No? I think that was inspired by one of the greats. Some of my mentors are not just the real estate speakers like you, Dino and Miss Dina. Some of my mentors are also like famous celebrities. Like Elvis Presley, for example.
Oh,
He bought his mama house. So I
yes, he did.
remember his story. So that gave me an idea na dapat never give up until you do something for your family. And then
Mm-mm.
the rest is easy.
That is a fantastic career to be in, and your ride has certainly been fantastic for you as well. Eric, I just like to ask because during this pandemic, many industries really took a massive hit. I mean, not the
Yeah.
least of which was tourism. Real estate also for a while took a hit. People
Yes.
were hedging their bets, and so were afraid to invest. And that there you were, ladies and gentlemen. Eric was there, never once saying that it's a bad idea to invest in real estate, traveling around the world. He's been to Japan, he's been to many countries around the world promoting real estate. Um, Let me give you an opportunity, Eric, just to share with our viewers why real estate is such a good investment.
Yes. Thank you, Dino. being a real estate investor myself, no, I have now currently I have 9 rental properties right now. Um,
Wow.
yes, I just finished 4 apartments this year.
Okay.
I just finished my 4 apartments in Batangas. It's ready for rental very soon. So I'm um, I'm a firm believer that real estate is basically the foundation of wealth.
Mm,
That's what my father told me. He's also a real estate broker, my father, Orlando Manalo. He also always tell me, Eric, wag kang lalayo sa real estate. Yeah.
mm,
So that was his mistake. He should have started real estate way back when he was, instead of focusing on his employment, he said to me, he was employed Dino for 25 years.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
sad to say, the company just let him go after 25 years of service. Yeah, I saw it in my eyes. His hard work, late night, hindi kami nakakapag-play. And then all of a
Mm,
sudden one day this company will just fire you,
mm,
or
mm,
let you go. So,
mm,
but he said to me, don't repeat the same mistake, Eric. If you
mm,
start in real estate early, the better. No, wag kang lalayo sa real estate, because whether you lose your job, if you have properties in place, you won't fear the future anymore. And that's
mm,
really what happened right now. So now, even if
mm.
I'm no longer working, I don't have the 9 to 5 job anymore, for example, and I'm okay because my investments are my source of income. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, just for the record, Eric, so our viewers will know, how old are you?
Right now, I'm already 51.
51. You don't look a day over 40. I think that helps to be positive, because when you're very positive, you radiate energy, and that makes you look youthful even if you are 51. And I think you've earned every single one of those years. When did you, as you say, officially retire and become a consultant, become
Yeah.
somebody?
Actually, I'm a late bloomer in real estate. I started selling real estate at age 34. 34.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So compared to the young professionals out there, you're still very young, no? But that's
Mm-mm.
a good start. But me, I started late 34.
Mm.
Then I retired at the age of 48. I said to myself before reaching 50, that was 18 or 19. I said to myself, before I'm 50, I'm going to retire na. So, uh,
Wow.
actually, hindi pa ako retired dahil ang dami pang mga requests eh.
Mm-mm. Well,
Uh,
you got ahead of Joe, because Joe Magsaysay once told me he wanted to retire at 55 so that he could spend more time with his children,
yes,
something which he had to give up in order to help Potato Corner grow and
yes.
expand. And to some extent, that was one of his regrets, not having had time for his kids. And yet, there you are, reaching your dream, retired before 50. Amazing. So, um, what's your take on what some people are saying? Because, many are out there claiming that other investments such as cryptocurrency or stocks or commodities are good investments. And yet, you are pushing real estate. How does that compare with these three other ways of investing into the future?
Well, I had mentors too, no, online. Where
Mm-mm.
I haven't met them, but I see them. Like one of them is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I remember he said that, it's still in my mind, don't invest on something you don't understand.
Mm,
I really don't understand other platforms, so I'm all about traditional. I'm conservative, aggressive, yes, but conservative. I want to stick to real estate because over the past 30 years and even 50 years,
mm-mm.
real estate really stood the test of time compared to
Mm-mm.
other forms of investment. Let me give you an example. Like the picture, your view, no, is, I think that's Makati or Tigas. Yeah. Um,
Um,
uh,
I suppose. Yes.
I suppose, yeah. Okay. For example, here in Makati, no, where I live,
Mm-mm.
if you bought a property in Makati way back 1972,
Mm.
my father told me, the price here, you can buy a house and lot in Bel Air for the price of 600,000 pesos.
Wow.
100,000 pesos, huh? And now
Okay.
that property is now 100 million. in value right now.
Oh
At the
my
same time,
God.
I know the owner. I know the owner. I personally know
Mm,
the owner. That's why I'm saying this. I
mm,
don't just rely on data. I
mm.
spoke to the owner. He bought his property at here, for example, here and other projects, no condos here, 1.9 in 1997. Today, it's now 19 million pesos. That same one bedroom.
Woo!
Yeah. My
Because
property.
of the location.
Yeah. Okay. So move that. Those are years ago. But right
Mm.
now, during the pandemic, no, one of my properties, I bought it at 2.9 5 years ago, and today it's 6.5. So
Wow.
I just look at the numbers. That the numbers won't lie. The
Mm,
numbers won't lie. So any investment, for me, real estate is really sustainable and never goes down in value.
mm.
You when you wake up, you see your property, your condo or your house is still there. It's
Mm.
not like when you wake up in the morning and when you check your laptop, the website is gone. Whatever investment platform you're in, I'm a very sigurista ako eh.
Mm-mm.
Real estate is something solid, as they say, something solid.
Mm-mm.
When you wake up, it's still there. You can
Yeah.
touch it. It's something that you have sense of security and generational wealth that you can pass on to your
Mm.
family, to your kids. And that's my goal. And historically, that's the reason why. So that's why when I tell people, oh, I should have invested long time ago. That's right, because now it's cash flow. That's cash flow for you. Imagine
Mm-mm.
having 10 new properties with rentals. That's
Mm-mm.
and another reason why real estate is, for me, it's okay. So one of the best platform, because among all investments that you mentioned, Dino, real
Mm-mm.
estate is the only investment with a cash flow component and a capital appreciation component, aside from capital appreciation. What do you mean
Mm.
cash flow component? While your property is increasing in value over the years, you have the ability to earn cash flow every month through rentals.
Mm.
Like my property, you can't find that in other types of investment. Sila, di ba,
Mm.
capital appreciation lang. You buy low and then you sell high. Di ba, ganun lang naman.
Mm-mm.
But here, your value increases. At the same time, you have monthly cash flow money coming into your bank every month. That's why
How do
nag-roll
you
ko,
do?
collector na lang ako ngayon, collector eh. Of rent.
Yeah. Yeah. So I assume you have a system whereby you won't be bothered with having to go to the units to collect because
Yes,
maybe it's just auto debit or
yes,
say
yes,
bank transfers.
yes. GCash,
Mm.
on video online transfers, that's what I do, mobile transfers, because even the tenants are now high tech. They're
Mm.
they're quite internet savvy. Sir, can I send it through GCash? Can I send my payment through video online? Or
Mm.
yeah, they're catching up na rin at the same time. But there are some of my properties. I assigned the what you call this, a tenant relations officer. Okay, we call it.
Mm.
It's with my company as well. I have a real estate brokerage company with my wife, no, and
Mm.
she's the one who collects the money, and she has a collection specialist in all the locations, so that she can collect the money and transfer it to us.
Fantastic. So you have a synergistic relationship where you can absolutely trust the one who is collecting it for you, and at the same time she can free you up to pursue your vision. Um, I'd like to shift gears a little bit, if you will, and ask, how do you deal with cultural differences? Because I know you do a lot of traveling. So, for example, when you went to Japan, did you go there knowing already how to deal with, say, the Japanese? Because they're very different from, say, American
Yeah.
prospects, certainly very different from Australian prospects. So there you went to Japan, and how did that turn out for you? Could you share with us a little bit about your experience while you were in Japan? Because I was following you avidly on Facebook. Uh, what was your Japan trip like?
Oh yes, it's very exciting, and I learned that as of today, that there are the market in Japan is getting younger and younger. the investors are getting younger and younger. Before, I mean, 10 years ago, when you say investor, diba, is someone senior,
Yeah.
executive,
Mm-mm.
president level. But
Mm-mm.
now when I get to meet, some of them are millennials na, millennial investors. That's the trend now. And they're very open to opportunities in the Philippines.
Mm.
I always tell them, look, I'm not here to sell you real estate properties. I just want you to take a look first at the Philippines and see if it's a perfect investment uh, avenue for you and your company. So that's my spiel. That's what you go. Don't sell the project muna. Don't sell whatever you're selling. You sell first the country,
Mm.
sell the
Okay.
opportunity muna, and sell yourself. Yung
Mm.
you see, Japanese they trust people easily, no
Yeah.
problem. The second challenge is how do you keep that trust?
Mm.
That's how you
Mm-mm.
deal with the Japanese. Because one mistake, if you say something and you don't follow or honor that commitment, you're done.
True.
That's the
True.
mindset of Japanese. So wherever you commit, you promise to them that you'll pick them at the airport, take them to Mall of Asia or Pasyal. You have to live to that commitment. Otherwise,
Mm-mm.
you can't get long-term business relationship with them. Yeah,
Yeah,
what you
what
promise, what you do. Yeah.
I like the insight that you shared there just now, because the word honor is such a big deal to them, that you honor your commitments, you honor your word. And once you establish that kind of relationship, they develop loyalty to you as well. So
Yes.
they'll tend to look for you rather than someone else, because trust has been established between you and them. Um, Interesting that you mentioned the market is getting younger and younger. Would that be true universally, or is that particular only to Japan? How about in the Philippines? Are there other buyers here getting younger as well?
Yes, if you notice the data, no, Philippine Statistics Authority right now, they're projecting by 2025 we will be a 125 million country population, 125 million Filipinos.
Mm, mm,
So, and 50% of that population are the young millennials between 20s to 30s. 50%.
mm,
So, especially during the pandemic,
mm.
ang daming mga babies were born in the pandemic. So that would add up to the
Well,
population.
well,
So,
that's good, because it means that our country is set to really become the next tiger in Asia, because we have a workforce who will be able to replace those who are aging, unlike in other countries where the pyramid is upside down, where the youth is so small and the aging population is so great, and so there's so much pressure on that tiny number of people who will enter the workforce to support everyone else who's aging. But our country made good use of the pandemic.
especially in the health industry, from all industries, from IT, that's where the Philippines can contribute. IT, healthcare, the nurses.
Mm-mm.
The restrictions are very low right now. Now
Mm-mm.
anyone who graduates in nursing can work in the US. It's really in demand, and from this job opportunity comes opportunities to invest back in the Philippines for them to buy properties. Yeah.
Eric, I'm curious, because in real estate, there's a term they use called tripping. In other words, potential buyers often would like to visit the site so that they can see, feel, and experience what it's like to possibly live in it. Um, but when you have prospects who are from a different country, all they have would be maybe a slide deck and maybe brochures and certainly your word for it, and yet they're willing to purchase without the tripping.
Yeah, way back 2012, I believe, yeah, 2012, more than 10 years ago, I was already an advocate,
Mm-mm.
pushing the developers, the companies to share videos, yung videos like actual videos, drone, especially na
Mm-mm.
nauso yung drone in the early 2020s, no? So that video is like a site tripping already,
Mm-mm.
even if the project is still under construction. When
Mm-mm.
when I show this video in US, in my presentation in Japan, it's like a tripping na rin because
Ah,
they, the drone is really. overlooking the property.
Mm.
And they're very smart too. They double check using Google Maps. Where is they can pinpoint the
Mm.
exact location of what you're saying. So it's both, buyers are also catching up. You can't, that's why today you cannot just offer something that's not true anymore, because buyers can easily double check that through online. And here in Philippines, I tell developers, which I coach, even sellers, agents,
Mm.
you use your mobile phone. If you have a developer, you use drone. If you don't have a budget, you're selling real estate property, use your mobile phone, shoot a video of yourself standing on that balcony or that property, and start doing your own video presentations, and then people will like it, and then you get more engagements, and
Mm.
eventually get the sale done. So that's the trend right now that's happening.
Oh,
More of a blogger approach.
yeah. Eric, I have a just a quick question, because the power of success attitudes hinges around the three things that you mentioned. Just as a quick review for our audience, one is you have to have a vision, and then followed by you have to make a decision, and then the third would be to
Take
act
action.
on that decision. So the three steps, no. Um, this I take it from you could apply to anybody, anyone's dream in life, whether it happens to be in real estate, or if it happens to be, say, in agriculture or any other endeavor.
Yes.
The three steps for success attitudes. um, how would you encourage somebody who is probably just starting out, fresh grad, especially those who might be watching this, who are contemplating what degree should I take in college? Because, like, a question I may have for you, Eric, is this: did your degree in college determine what you would be in the future, or was there a, like, total disconnect, like, the degree doesn't matter, the dream does?
The degree is a stepping stone. It's
Mm.
basically a fundamental requirement in any endeavor. My course was marketing, so it helped me a lot.
Oh,
But
okay.
what type of industry am I going to enter? Is it
Mm.
multimedia? Is it? I never expected real estate,
Mm.
but I was inspired by real estate among all
Mm.
industries. That's my choice. But whatever is your choice is, whatever career that you want to enter, for especially for our young audience right now,
Mm.
what is important is that whatever course you're going to do should be aligned with what you want, with your
Mm.
vision. How do you see yourself? Are you more about art, in the a creative type of job that you want, like marketing, or are you
Mm.
something like a logical type, like accounting,
Mm.
or a law or a doctor? Whatever career you want to enter, just
Mm.
make sure that when you enter is something that you really love. And even if you don't love the exact uh, uh, course that you want, and let's say you end up like me, I took marketing and then I'm in real estate.
Mm.
I learned to accept the fact to love what I'm doing right now, to love my job. That's the key.
Mm.
So not everybody gets a chance to do what they're to follow their passion, right? For example,
Mm.
The late Steve Jobs, he loved Apple. He loved technology. His vision was aligned to that since college pa niya, if you know his
Mm.
story. But not all people are in that situation. Some of you may be working in a job right now that you don't want. Okay.
Mm.
Because you need the job to pay the bills, right? I know,
Mm.
I've been there for more than 15 years. I know.
Mm.
I know how you feel. But there's a saying that don't I remember Steve Jobs said this. What is important is you love what you do. So I
Mm.
took it to heart. I took to
Mm.
heart what Steve Jobs said. Love what you do. Okay, so I'm in real estate. I'm in selling right now. This may not be
Mm.
the original plan I had, but okay, I love it. So I embraced it, and I
Mm.
did it. So the key factor is whatever path that you choose, do it very well so that you have no regrets. As long
Mm.
as you're happy, you're not mentally affected by I'm not saying you stay. If you make certain preparation, you follow you don't have to follow or what you want. You can follow or
Mm.
not what I'm doing. But for me, the most important, Dino, is the mental happiness, that you should be in your job. If you're not happy with your job, then do something about it. Be prepared. I always tell them, always be prepared. Like
Mm.
what happened to my father, 25 years in the company, na let go
Mm.
siya.
Mm.
So sad to say, he always tells me there's no such thing as commitment. There's no such
Mm.
thing as loyalty, Eric.
Mm.
Job. Only commitment. Because
Ah.
everything you've done was compensated. I
Mm.
remember my father told that to me. Okay. So yeah, so whatever you're doing right now, do it very well. And if there's another level career that you want, then prepare for it. If you're now, to those of you who wants to start a career, follow something that's not because it's trending, not because it's making money.
Yeah.
You choose something that's really aligned to what you really want, so that you won't give up no matter what.
Mm. Mm.
Let's say you took baking or culinary course because you
Mm.
love food or cooking, no? So
Mm.
you start with that passion until you become maybe the next chef, sous chef, or executive chef out there. So, but as long as you're happy with what you're doing, don't enter something that you're not happy, because you won't last. I've
Mm.
experienced, sabi nga nila, when people ask me, Dino, one time, Sir Eric, if between choosing a high-paying job that pero stressful naman
Mm.
versus a not high-paying job pero happy ka, which
Mm.
among the two? Sabi ko, I choose the one I'm happy.
Yeah.
True. And people would not believe me, but I want this will happen to me in one of my seminar. No, sir, mahalaga sa akin yung mas mataas ang sahod. Six
Mm.
figures, kunyari. Nako, believe me.
Mm.
Iho, sabi ko, Iho, believe me. I've been there. I was getting paid six figures, but not
Mm.
a single day we were happy because of all the political, issues and the organizations. You won't survive it. You won't survive.
True.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's called the toxicity of
Yes,
the
yes.
workplace, and that has an impact on a person's health. So,
Yes.
your advice of being happy with what you're doing is critical to maintaining good health. Because without your health, you can't generate wealth. So, for those of you who are listening to Eric, I'd like to give Eric a chance to let you know how you may reach Eric in case you'd like to get advice about your future or about entering the real estate industry or some good investments, in properties that are being developed right now. So, Eric, since you talk about the power of success attitudes, like some people often feel like, I'm too old, my property isn't worth that much, or at least they think it isn't. uh, how do you advise people like that?
Yes, thank you, Dino. Yun nga yung power of success attitude, it also applies sa mga day-to-day decision making natin sa buhay. Personal,
Mm-mm.
financial, or even business, no? Success attitude talaga eh.
Mm-mm.
Uh, you don't procrastinate, you don't look at yourself na feeling low about yourself, no? Meron kang success mindset. So
Mm-mm.
sa ganyan, in situations wherein clients or Filipinos abroad would consult me, Eric, what's the best way to monetize my, because I'm already 65, I'm reaching 65 na, and I'm kung hindi na makakuha ng bank loan, but I have some savings naman. Tama yung sinabi mo. I want to make an investment pero I can no longer avail of a bank loan.
Mm-mm.
How do I solve the problem? Sabi ko simple lang eh. What's your situation? My situation, I have this family lot from my parents in Davao, and it's located along the main road with near university, near the mall and prime subdivision. Sabi ko, alam mo ba that your property is on a gold mine? So why not you monetize your property? Sir, paano ko gagawin? I have no money. Ayan ka na naman eh. Mindset, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Mindset. So, do you know that you can use your property and borrow from the bank, and the banks love this, ha, yung uutang ka.
Mm-mm.
They're not interested in your savings. They're interested on loans kasi mas mataas ang interest noon kumpara sa savings eh.
Right.
Oo, di ba? Now, you borrow from that bank in Davao and get the money and put at least how many properties can you get based on the amount that you can get, and making sure that the monthly of the bank loan kaya ng sweldo mo
Mm-mm.
kasi habang ginagawa yun may monthly na ng bank loan yun eh. So make
Mm-mm.
sure don't loan too much, yung tama
Mm-mm.
lang sa budget mo. Ganun
Mm-mm.
ba sir, sige gagawin ko. So I gave her the vision, I made her decide, and she took action.
Wow.
So, after a year, yun nga, nakatayo na yung mga apartment niya and she's earning well. No? Ngayon, sabi ko, wow, sir, now I can say I have a choice. I can now
Mm.
retire anytime I want. Di ba? So, yan yung happiness natin na giving more Filipinos that freedom na may choice ako. May choice
Mm.
ako, hindi yung wala kang choice. Kaya mo kailangan magtrabaho pa hanggang mag-70. Hindi yun ang pangarap natin sa mga Pilipino abroad. My goal
Mm.
is for them to be financially stable as soon as possible para
Mm.
makabalik sila. Now, yung mga young naman, those were the almost retiring, but for the young Filipinos here and abroad, yun ang advice ko. While you're young, while you're making sweldo, you save money para sa yung first investment. Like what I did, I started with one unit. No? I started
Mm.
investing at age 36, late bloomer na. No?
Wow.
Pero kung mapabalik ko lang ang panahon, kung 21 sila, gaya ng mga real estate sellers ngayon, tinasabi ko sa mga ahente ng real estate dito, Sir, I'm making money na already. Yung binagad mo kanina, Dino, no?
Mm.
Making money. O yun na nga. Don't buy luxury cars muna. Baka naman pwedeng unahin mo muna yung mga properties mo.
Mm.
Kasi whatever happens, naka-safety na ang future mo. Hindi ka na
Mm.
nakaasa sa, ano ba yun, allowance.
Yeah.
Kasi ang dating ahente naka-rely sa allowance. Pag wala
Yes.
na allowance, wala, no, no, hindi yun. Ang real estate is someone na may mga cash flow ka, not just allowance. You have commissions,
Mm.
and fat commissions talaga, no? And meron kang investment. Pag hindi ka pa
Mm.
umaabot dun sa rental, tatlo yung income yan eh. Three sources
Mm.
of income eh. Yung allowance, ano lang yan, mobilization mo lang yan.
Mm.
The income of real estate, young professional real estate is around commission. Dapat
Mm.
minimum 6 digits yan.
Mm.
So don't stop until ma-achieve mo yan. And then what's next pag meron kang pera? Dapat meron kang rental properties.
Yes.
Pag umabot ka sa finish line, ayan, pwede ka na mag-retire. Kasi, you
Mm.
know, to be honest, 10 years of experience. Sometimes I see some of my colleagues, even way back nung ano ba, nung century days pa, no? 10
Mm.
years ago, nagkikita kami, oh, kamusta na? Oh,
Mm.
sir, puti pa kayo, ang dami niyo ng investment. Ikaw, kamusta? Producer ka dati? You are the top producer of the... sir, ito may manning pa ako, ha? I mean, imagine mo, no? 15 years in real estate, tapos ganun pa rin ang scenario ng mga ibang kasama ko.
Mm.
That's not what I want. Dapat multi-millionaire na kayo by the time when you're
Mm.
15 years in real estate.
Mm.
Kasi hindi nakapag-prepare, naging
Mm.
splurge, spending. Kasi doesn't
Mm.
mean pag kumikita ang isang tao ng 1 million a month na commission, doesn't mean stable yun eh. Doesn't
Mm.
mean stable yun eh. Kailangan you have to prepare. So pag dumating ang time, i-let go ka ng company. Like what happened to my father, you are prepared.
Wow.
Nag-rent. Oo, may mga
Mm.
properties ka. So I took those lessons from my experience and sabi ko, hindi hindi ko papayag. I won't let that happen to me. Oo.
Mm.
Okay lang magtrabaho, no problem. Love your job. Pero on the side, magbenta ka ng real estate o may sideline
Mm.
ka, may side hustle ka. Oo.
Mm.
And then yung income na yon, i-safety mo. Huwag mong ibili ng mas maraming gamit. I
Mm.
learned this from another one of my mentors, si Robert Kiyosaki. Yung Rich Dad Poor Dad. No? I attended one of his seminars in London. Eh. Ang tendency daw kasi kapag lumaki ang income, lumalaki rin ang gastos. Mali yun.
Right.
Dapat pag tumadami income mo, allowance, salary, commission, dapat itabi mo.
Yes.
Prepare ka ng income generating asset para ito yung rental mo. Para pag dumating ang time, mag-retire ka na, hindi ka na umaasa lang sa ganoon.
Mm.
Kaya marami dito, pag nung nawalan ng trabaho, example, nung pandemic, di ba? Kitang-kita mo, ang daming hindi prepared eh.
That's right.
Ang daming hindi prepared. Nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, nawalan ng trabaho.
Mm.
Um, that's why our mission to educate them financially to be prepared, no? Not like me, no? Hindi naman. At least, kung isang kagaya ko na humble beginning, naging hotel waiter,
Mm.
naging empleyado for so many years, tapos late bloomer pa sa real estate,
Mm.
introvert pa.
Mm.
Ayoko makipag-usap sa tao noon, Dino eh.
Yeah.
Ayoko. Hindi ako expert speaker eh. I'm a quiet guy.
Mm.
I'd rather read a book in a coffee shop eh. Ganun ako eh.
Mm.
But I was
And
forced to learn itong mga skills na to
mm.
because I had to inspire eh. I had
Mm.
to educate people to para yung triangle Dino na 'di ba sa taas yung mayayaman, rich,
Mm.
middle class at poor, ang dami sa baba, 'di ba? Kahit
Mm.
paano before I retire, yung mabawasan ko man lang yung nasa baba, no, na mag-level up sila, maging kagaya natin. Oo,
That's
na
right.
we may not be multi-billionaires, you know, not,
Mm.
but like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, no? But at least paano naka-level up tayo, no? Na-safety natin ang ating family. Wala tayong masyadong
Mm-mm.
worries financially.
Mm-mm.
But we cannot say the same thing to most Filipinos eh. That's why
Mm-mm.
my mission now na discover ko na after earning so much, now it's time to give back by
Yes.
sharing whatever I know. If they ask me to help them. Yeah.
Mm. Well, on a positive note, we do know that Elon Musk, when he was young, read the encyclopedia of his grandmother. That's why he's so smart in so many things. So uh, even encyclopedias can help shape the future.
Yes.
And introverts, again, like Elon Musk, like Joe Magsaysay, they both dislike public speaking, can still be successful. And one last thing, the fact that Eric has his own properties as well, his own investments, doubles his credibility, because it's easier to sell something if you're a user of it as well. So, Eric, thank you so much for being on our show again. And thank you for giving those examples, those wonderful examples, so that people who might be looking for financial advice and thinking of real estate as a way to get there can certainly and should reach out to you. Thanks once again.
Thank you. Thank you, Dino.
Eric, how do they reach you? How do they find you?
Yes, my website is www.ericmanalo.com. I think it's in the screen. Okay. And my all my contents are free. You can watch it my YouTube, Eric Manalo. All my contents on real estate and investments, and even about life, power of success attitude. Even our interview, last interview, Empowered Leadership, is also there with Dino and Miss Dina. So it's all there, all for free. You can watch it. And if you want to order an ebook, you can send an email to me, Eric
Mm-mm.
at ericmanalo.com. Yeah.
You know,
For our audience.
Thank you so much, Eric. And by the way, I do love that book that you sent me, The Power of Success Attitudes. I still read it and reread it. And in return, I'll send to you a copy of my ebook. It's called Vocal Dynamics.
Oh, wow.
Yes, in case you want to sound better as you speak or as you sing. So it can be for speaking or for singing. I'll send it to you. And for our viewers, I'd like to invite you to do take notes in the comment section of this video. Your key takeaway points. What did you learn from Eric? Because it's such an encouragement to our guests and to your host for us to see what our viewers learned from each session. Because I'm sure that you probably learned a lot, just like I did, about the success attitudes that Eric is talking about. So, Eric, any upcoming event that you'd like us to know that you might be sponsoring?
Well, I'm looking forward for our next session like this.
Okay,
Depending
okay.
also, the more we inspire, the better. But right now, I'm gonna be very busy traveling back to Japan and Asia to do my consultation and talks, speaking engagements, and investor meetings until December, fully booked. And then
Wow.
for North America. So sadly, I couldn't do the things that we used to do before. I could do live seminars before during the pandemic.
Mm.
And so now I'm going to be very busy for the next 3 years traveling the world to inspire more Filipinos to come back to the Philippines and
Mm.
make that investment so they can be prepared. They will not be forever OFWs, they call it, di ba? Overseas
Mm.
Filipino workers. But
Mm.
now I'm transforming them to become overseas Filipino investors. So when they
Wow.
retire, they have a choice, di ba? Kasi ang choice,
Mm.
I cannot retire, Eric, because I have no choice. I have a
Mm.
job, I
Mm.
have bills to pay. Kasi nga, single source of income. But if you have real estate as cash flow income, may choice ka na. That's
Mm.
what we want. That's my mission. That's what I
Yeah.
want to do. Mm.
Yeah, I'd like you as viewers to please take heart to what Eric is saying, because the truth is, many of us are feeling very antsy because AI might take away our jobs. But don't worry, because if you invest in real estate, you don't have to worry about AI. You can continue to earn, you can continue to profit. So, ladies and gentlemen, in our season 13, episode 10, let me just let you know that coming up is Rafaela Matias with a show called Empowering Young Leaders to Drive Innovation. And so, first of all, let me thank Eric once more. Thank you, Eric, for being on our show a second time. We always are delighted to have you with us, and your positive success attitude. So, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dino. God bless you
And
all.
thank you. And to the rest of our viewers, do remember to click on like, share, and subscribe, and to always remember that learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas. Good day.